When you mentioned Jokic, 32 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, 0 turnovers. He's so smart, Bob.
Now listen, if Jokic wins the MVP, I would not be disappointed because, like I said, he is the best NBA player because he has no flaws.
Jokic in the lane, spots Porter for three. Got it. And four, Jokic. Gobert on the drop. Now Jokic in on Gobert. Little hook shot is good. Long pass, Murray's out there, and he lays it up and in.
Did you know Nikola Jokic once got tossed from a youth basketball camp for showing no effort during drills? Yep, the man who now dominates the NBA was once considered too laid back to care much about the game. Today, though, the Joker makes basketball look like an art form, even as he plays at his own relaxed pace. But how good is Jokic really? Let's take a look at how this Serbian big man transformed from a chubby teenager into a two-time NBA MVP and one of the greatest players of his era. Born in Sombor, Serbia, Nikola Jokic spent more time with horses than with basketballs as a kid. His love for horse racing was so intense that he dreamed of becoming a harness racer. In those early days, he lived in a crowded apartment with his parents and two older brothers, who made sure he didn't get too comfortable. His brothers, Strahinja and Nemanja, were not just tough on him, they were merciless during backyard basketball games. It's safe to say that Jokic learned the hard way how to deal with pressure. Whether he was playing or getting bullied into practicing, those sibling battles helped develop his toughness on the court. Despite his natural skill, Jokic was a self-proclaimed soda addict, once admitting to drinking 3 liters of Coca-Cola a day as a teenager. It was only when he joined the youth team of Mega Basket that he started to take basketball seriously and cut back on the soda. At Mega Basket, Jokic started to show glimpses of what would make him an NBA star. The club's focus on developing young talent allowed him to work on his passing and playmaking abilities, skills most centers don't have. Jokic wasn't a typical big man. He had a unique ability to read the game and find teammates in perfect positions. In the 2013-14 season, Jokic averaged 11.4 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game. His performance in the Adriatic League was solid, but scouts still doubted if he had the speed and athleticism for the NBA. Some even thought his calm, deliberate playing style looked lazy. Little did they know that his same slow style would one day outsmart the league's best defenders. In 2014, the Denver Nuggets selected Jokic 41st overall during the second round of the NBA draft. It's now one of the most famous moments in NBA history. Not for the selection itself, but because ESPN was airing a Taco Bell commercial when his name was announced. Talk about an underwhelming introduction. Denver didn't expect Jokic to become a superstar right away, so they let him develop for one more season in Europe before bringing him over. By the time he arrived in Denver in 2015, the coaching staff knew they had a special talent on their hands. In his first NBA season, Jokic averaged 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game, a respectable stat line for a rookie. He didn't grab headlines immediately, but Nuggets fans began to see flashes of brilliance. His ability to pass from the post and hit cutters with perfect precision stood out. By the second half of the season, Jokic earned a spot in the starting lineup. The offense started to flow through him, and Denver realized they had more than just a role player. They had a potential franchise cornerstone. By the 2017-18 season, Jokic had become the centerpiece of Denver's offense. What made him so unique was how the team built around his playmaking ability, a rare quality for a big man. Instead of running the offense through a point guard, Denver relied on Jokic to act as a point center, initiating plays from the top of the key. His numbers reflected his growing influence. That season, Jokic averaged 18.5 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 6.1 assists per game. But it wasn't just the stats. Jokic made everyone around him better. His passes seemed to unlock teammates, creating open shots out of thin air. One of Jokic's most unique contributions to the game is his signature move, the Sombor Shuffle. It's a one-footed fadeaway that looks awkward but is devastatingly effective. He developed it by accident while recovering from an ankle injury, but it's now become one of his go-to shots. What makes the move so special is that it's nearly impossible to block. Even elite defenders struggle to predict when and where Jokic will release the ball, and he uses it to perfection in clutch moments. In the 2020-21 season, Jokic was unstoppable. He averaged 26.4 points, 10.8 rebounds, and 8.3 assists, earning his first MVP award. His versatility was unmatched. He could score, pass, and rebound at an elite level, all while making it look effortless. What made the MVP award even more impressive was the fact that he carried the Nuggets through most of the season without Jamal Murray, their second best player. Jokic didn't just step up, he elevated his entire team, leading them to the playoffs with ease.
Yes! Say, is it in time, Jokic the assist? Yes! Oh my goodness, folks. Oh my goodness.
The following season, Jokic became the first player in NBA history to record 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 500 assists in a single season. He won his second consecutive MVP, solidifying his place among the all-time greats. While Jokic has enjoyed regular season success, the playoffs have been more challenging. Injuries to key teammates have often derailed Denver's championship hopes, but Jokic's performances have remained stellar. In the 2020 playoffs, the Nuggets pulled off two historic 3-1 comebacks to reach the Western Conference Finals. Although they lost to the Lakers, Jokic proved that he could shine on the biggest stage. Fast forward to 2023, and Jokic's big moment would come. His vision and unselfishness would ultimately propel the Nuggets to their first ever championship. Thanks to Jokic, the Nuggets secured a 4-1 victory over the Eastern Conference champions Miami Heat, and that erased the heartbreak suffered at the hands of the Lakers 2 seasons earlier.
Bill Russell, Finals MVP goes to Nikola Jokic.
Jokic also won the Finals MVP award for his performance, and this cemented his place among the league's elite. Nikola Jokic's unique skill set places him in a conversation with some of the greatest players to ever step on the hardwood. While players like Shaquille O'Neal dominated with sheer power and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with finesse via the skyhook, Jokic brings a whole new dimension by blending playmaking with his inside game. He's not just a scorer or a passer, he's both, and at an elite level. In terms of versatility, Jokic resembles Magic Johnson more than traditional big men. Like Magic, he can read defenses and make pinpoint passes, breaking down opponents without needing explosive athleticism. Statistically, Jokic compares favorably to other greats as well. His back-to-back MVP awards are already placing him in the same tier as legends like Tim Duncan and Steve Nash. What truly sets him apart is his efficiency. His high basketball IQ allows him to pick his spots on the floor, minimizing mistakes. Even compared to modern giants like Giannis Antetokounmpo and Joel Embiid, Jokic's ability to make his team better through passing gives him an edge. His consistent triple-doubles echo the dominance of Oscar Robertson, and if he stays healthy, he could easily finish his career with similar all-time assist numbers. As scary as it sounds, Nikola Jokic might not have hit his ceiling yet. At 29, he's entering what's typically the prime years for NBA stars, meaning the best could still be ahead. One area where he can improve is defense. Although Jokic isn't known for shot blocking or quick lateral movements, he's shown flashes of solid positioning and anticipation. With more emphasis on defensive schemes, Jokic could become a more complete two-way player. Another area for growth is three-point shooting. Jokic is already a decent shooter from beyond the arc, but if he becomes more consistent, defenders will have no choice but to guard him tighter, opening up even more passing lanes. Although Jokic leads by example on the court, becoming more vocal in huddles and during tough moments could take him and the Nuggets to the next level. Players like LeBron James and Kobe Bryant became legends not just because of their skills, but because they knew how to rally their teams when it mattered most. Ultimately, Jokic's combination of basketball IQ, creativity, and unselfishness gives him limitless potential. If he continues working on his weaknesses, he could easily end his career as not just the best big man of his era, but one of the greatest players of all time. Nikola Jokic is not your typical NBA superstar. He's not flashy, he doesn't rely on athleticism, and he's often mistaken for being too slow. But in reality, he's one of the smartest and most efficient players the league has ever seen. His combination of scoring, passing, and rebounding makes him a triple threat in every sense of the word. Few players can impact the game the way Jokic does, and even fewer can do it with such joy and creativity. Nikola Jokic has redefined what it means to be a center in the NBA. He's here to stay, and as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, then the future is bright for both him and the Denver Nuggets. That being said, if you're as impressed by Jokic as we are, hit that like button and let us know in the comments where you think Jokic ranks among the all-time greats. Don't forget to subscribe to Ballerspectives for more deep dives into your favorite players' careers and legacies.